Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Cook Once, Eat Twice virtual cooking class. I am Charlotte, and joining me as my co-host, moderator, and friend is the lovely Scott Tompkins.
Oh, the most important is always the friend, right? Thanks for always having me back. I'm excited because this is the Cook Once, maybe even Eat Thrice. We'll see.
So, what is Cook Once and Eat Twice? So basically today, we're going to cook a couple of recipes, but I'm going to show you how leftover utilization can be exciting and doesn't have to be boring, and how you can save time and don't have to spend so much time slaving in the kitchen and can spend more time doing other things like chauffeuring your kids around from practice to practice, because back to school is happening pretty quick, so this kind of fits in our theme. But this is sort of a thing that I do in my own home, and I get a lot of requests for meal prep classes and things like this. And this is sort of meal prep light. It's just utilizing leftovers. So basically, we're just going to utilize some leftovers, and hopefully you'll have an extra dinner or an extra lunch, and you'll come away with some pretty cool ideas. The recipes that we are going to do today are, first, the perfect roast chicken, and I compare roast chicken to a little black dress. It does everything. It can go anywhere, do everything. It is classic, it is timeless, it is wonderful, and you can dress it up, dress it down, whatever you like.
You
it's
have
all
a
about
thing.
The accessories.
I love that you managed to pull in fashion and food together by saying, you use words like just enough to cover like a bathing suit, like just enough to make it interesting, but also but the little black dress, is that also casual? Like, can be casual?
It can be, so you can dress it up. It's all about what you accessorize with, right? So you can dress it up, you can play it down.
So on a Tuesday, I'm like little black dress and flip-flops? That's like my,
you can do it.
All right,
you can do it. It's totally a thing. If you know, you know. The next recipe we're going to make is another personal favorite. So it is a chili lime shrimp with corn and zucchini, and the whole thing happens on the grill. So it's like one of those sheet pan meals, but instead of going in the oven on a sheet pan, it happens all on the grill. And I love this. All the flavors are really good. So there's some cumin and some lime in there, one of my absolute favorites. And then we're going to do something very easy. We're going to do a grilled broccolini and asparagus, and it's going to be very simple with some lemon, garlic, olive oil, and we're going to put that on the grill as well. So if we were going to do a little mise en place, right, so we were going to get ready and get all of our stuff together, we could essentially cook, I mean, it would be very easy for you to cook all of these things at one time. So instead of doing a huge meal prep thing on Sunday, you could just do, you know, a little bit of cooking on Sunday night and then have some lunches for Monday and Tuesday, or have, you know, dinner ready to go for the week. So we're
turning your
get
meals
started.
into these great leftover dishes.
And so how we're going to utilize these leftovers, I'll go ahead and just tell you guys. I'm a big bowl fan, right? So that Buddha bowl, I like to layer in a bunch of stuff into one giant bowl and just sort of shovel it into my mouth over the stove. That's the truth. That's the honest truth.
I do mine over the sink because it's messy.
But bowls are great. So like Buddha bowls, I'll show you some 5 easy steps to make a Buddha bowl. And you don't have to call it a Buddha bowl. You just call it a bowl. But it's pretty good. And I also have a couple of hacks to show you guys, you know, some quick convenience items. So to get started, I'm going to show you guys how to truss a chicken. There's a lot of like mystery and myths surrounding this, right? And it's very simple. We talk about, you know, there's a lot of ways to do. It's not the journey, it's the destination, if you will, right? So there's a lot of ways to truss a chicken. This is the way that I find is the easiest. It's my preferred method. I've been taught by all sorts of different chefs. We don't need a fancy knot. We don't need to flip this thing, you know, multiple times.
Knots,
no, it's very, very easy. But first off, I'm going to start with a whole chicken right here, and this guy's about 3.5 pounds. I've got about 24 inches plus of some butcher's twine.
That's our H-E-B natural chicken.
Natural chicken. I'm gonna put on some gloves real quick. Again, we've talked about this all the time, how I feel about touching raw chicken. I don't know what it is, but I'm a glove gal when it comes to chickens. Okay, so I've defrosted this guy, I've patted him dry, I've taken all the stuff out of the cavity. And now I'm going to show you guys how we truss this. All right, so first off, what I've got right here is the chicken, and I've cut the wing tips off, right? So if here is the chicken, this is the wing tip, this would be the flat, this would be the drumette, and then this would be the body of the chicken. So I cut that little guy off.
So he's all elbows right now.
Right? So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take the chicken and I'm gonna fold his arms down and back, right? So fold them down.
I imagine he's at a museum and
back.
he's got his hands tucked behind his back. That's how I see this chicken with
or
all
he's
elbow.
at a jewelry store and he's looking at something.
Thanks to that Rob's camera angle up top. I love the fact that you can see the entire top of the chicken.
So now I'm gonna take my butcher's twine, just like this, and I'm gonna sort of wiggle it down to the middle of my bird, and I'm gonna pull it up just under that wing, right? So the armpit, right? Can you see that? I'm gonna turn a little bit like this so y'all can see from this angle. Do y'all see that? How's that look?
Looks good.
Okay, I'm gonna come up from the top and we're gonna do a crossover, and I'm gonna pull this down over that neck. Do you see where that neck is right there?
Yep, and I saw as you tighten it up, the breast kind of slowly forms a little tighter.
Kind of comes together, right? And so the reason why, I'm glad you mentioned that. So the reason why, and we'll get to this as soon as I'm done trusting this so y'all can follow along. All right, so once I've done that, I'm gonna pull the
around.
thread back.
Charlotte, as you're doing
sort
this,
of-
I don't want to make you nervous, but Kim from California says she's watching and she's your biggest fan from California.
I'm your biggest fan, Kim. All right, so as we pull this back, we're gonna go right over those wings, just
so right
like
over the
this,
kind of the elbows, tighten them up.
right? Okay, so now this is where I really want everyone to pay attention, right? So I'm bringing the thread, the butcher's twine, straight back across that thigh, right? Right in that where that joint is. I'm gonna cross again, but now I'm gonna pull, right? I'm gonna tighten. And you see as I tighten that, you see how the legs come in? So what happens are the legs are coming in and the breast cavity right here is coming up, right? So we're raising the roof and bringing in the walls. And what we're doing by this is we're sort of making, I call it a chicken football, but we're ensuring that we get even cooking throughout the whole, while this thing is in the oven, right? And we have this oven cranked to 450, so we want to make sure that everything cooks at a relatively good, even temperature.
Yeah, and if it's all together, it'll help
right?
keep it juicy because everything's kind of,
exactly.
sitting together versus just spread out.
So I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see a little bit. Okay, so remember, we're underneath in that cavity, in that joint, and we're pulling that tight together, right?
Perfect.
I'm going to loop around those legs, just like that. And I'm going to bring, actually, it's really hard to do it in that angle.
It is hard to do.
It's hard to do in that angle. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, so we're underneath there. We're going to pull it together. I'm going to loop our legs like this. And this is where I'm going to tie. But I'm going to make sure that I tie and I pull underneath this breastbone, right? And this is where I'm just going to tie our knot.
So you tighten it up.
It's super easy.
Now, butcher's twine is not only great for trussing any kind of poultry, I also use it to hang my laundry. So it's very strong, so I can do anything from jeans to button downs.
There we go.
That's part of that.
All right, so I want y'all to see this, all right?
Tool.
So we've pulled up the cavity and we've brought in the legs and we've sort of made this torpedo type.
Yeah, it's a perfect tight package.
Right? It's nothing there's nothing dramatic about this. There's no fancy turns or, knots that we have to do. It's really easy. Basically, if you're trussing a chicken and you didn't get all of that, you just want to bring those legs in and tuck those wings back, right? Now, I'm going to season this guy generously and I'm going to throw him on my rack right here. And we are going to put him in the oven.
So you're at 450.
450.
So you're looking at about probably 15 minutes per pound per your bird, approximately, or until 165.
Or until it reaches, what? 165.
Internal
All right,
temp.
let me move this out of the way. You definitely want to put your chicken on a rack because you want to make sure that you get some air circulation underneath it and it doesn't sort of steam in its own juices. There's no oil on this bird. It's just the bird, salt and pepper, and some twine.
And you left the skin on it, so there's a good amount of, you get that fat kind of sealing it all in. Another great way too, if you want to have a really, really crispy skin, you can always, once you've seasoned the bird, throw it in the fridge for 4 to 5 hours if you have the time, and let it dry out, and then you bake it. You're going to get really, really crispy skin.
If you do sort of that dry brine thing, yeah.
That's
all right,
beautiful.
We're going to throw this guy in here. We're at 450, and we're going to do about 45 to 50 minutes. Remember, use a meat thermometer. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to grab the ingredients for our next recipe.
Kim asked, do we sell those disposable gloves at H-E-B? We do sell different disposable gloves depending on where you're at. Also, real quick note as Charlotte's getting her other mise en place ready. If you're joining us via Facebook or you're watching via YouTube, we love that you're here. You can always join us via the Zooms live and ask your questions and get them answered live. You are able to shop on Facebook. So if you see something you like, you can click on the link. It'll take you to pay. It's amazing. It's magic. Charlotte.
It's magic.
Now, what are you working on?
Okay, so we're gonna go to I'm gonna just do a little arranging right here while I'm standing here. I practiced cutting some of my squash earlier. We're gonna do our chili, lime, shrimp, and zucchini. Getting all my mise en place over here. All right. So, this went way better in rehearsal. This was way smoother in rehearsal, I swear it. Okay.
Don't they always?
Right, they always do. Let's talk about shrimp first. All right, this recipe calls for shrimp. If you are not a shrimp fan, 100% chicken works. It works brilliantly with this recipe, the seasonings, everything, the grill. It's beautiful. Really quickly, I'm gonna show you guys how to peel and devein a shrimp. I mean, are we interested in that? I think it's cool. I think we should see this. So again, gloves. I mean, I'm telling you, I love them. I'm gonna grab some, I use shears to do this. You can always use a knife if you'd like. If you're going to use a knife, I recommend peeling the shrimp first and then using a paring knife to cut out that vein. But I'm just gonna use some shears and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna hold it up this way, like this. So you can see there's a little, you can see where you're supposed to cut it. It's like almost like the food itself tells you what you're supposed to do. And I'm gonna take the sharp end of my shears and I'm just gonna go straight back.
It's a much safer way to do it, by the way. I typically tend to do it with my knife.
Just like that.
Blindfolded, cutting out the, so shears is a great way to do it. We had a question earlier, Charlotte, about the chicken skin.
Yep.
They're asking how to, repeat please, how to get crispy skin on the chicken. If you were to do exactly what you did, you seasoned it.
Yep.
You throw it back in your fridge for, you know, at least an hour to 2 hours. As long as you let it sit, the more it'll kind of dry out. And you'll see it in the skin, it kind of dries out. And then you can throw it in the oven. It'll just get a little more crispy to it. Just the air kind of circulating to help dry the skin out.
And I'll show you guys one more of these.
So obviously we sell peel and deveined shrimp, but I do love the fact that you got to keep the shells. So what do you do with the shells, chef? What do you throw them away, or what do we do?
No way. I put these in the freezer, and then when I make like risotto or any sort of like gumbo, I make a stock with it.
I like that.
Okay, and then, you know, you're just gonna run some water or, you know, with a paper towel, something like that, clean out that vein, and there you go. But again, don't throw away those shells because you could definitely use them for something. Now, right here I've got some already deveined shrimp, really easy. All you do is just grab those feet and the shrimp come off, the shell comes off really easily, right? So I know that the recipe does not call for skewered shrimp. Personally, when I grill shrimp, I like to skewer them. It's a little bit more work on the front end, but it's gonna save you a lot of time on the back end because, especially in this case, because we're gonna have a lot of things on the grill. And if you were just to throw these shrimp on the grill all willy-nilly, you may, first, it's gonna take a lot of time to turn each one of those shrimp individually, but some may fall through the cracks or you may not get such even cooking. So by skewering these guys, you get a really flat surface to get some good grill marks, even cooking. And when we have all that stuff on the grill, you just take, it's just one turn, right? It's very easy.
That's a nice technique. What do you talk about? What is that? It looks like you have two skewers, Chef?
Oh, the double skewer method?
The double skewer method.
So this is I mean, I wish I could say that I patented this. I invented this.
You invented it? Well, we'll just say you did.
So how many times have you taken a kebab and gone to turn it and it like just spins, right? You just like, you turn the kebab and it just like, the vegetables and the protein, they just spin. So again, creates that flat surface. You could just turn them over like that. So super easy to do. Not a lot of,
Pamela had a question. Do you have to soak the skewer sticks?
Pamela, I'm glad you asked. Yes, I have mine. I have my sticks right here, and I do it in a glass, and it's like 15 minutes, and I, you know, a couple minutes on one side, and then I turn them over. Yeah, but you definitely want to soak them.
It'll keep things from catching on fire.
Right? Okay, so the sauce or the butter marinade that we're going to use for this recipe is couple of tablespoons of butter, a spice called kicked up chicken rub. So like a million years ago when I started at HEB, I worked like in the stores and we had all these really cool spices and sauces, and I used to do recipes with them, right? And this is one that I found there, and many sauces have come and gone since then, but this one like stuck with me and is actually stuck in the stores. It's pretty good. It has like the garlic and the onion and some red bell pepper and some chili flake and a little bit of orange like peel. Oh, it's really good. It's one of my favorites, and it's not just for chicken. It works on all sorts of stuff. I put a little bit of cumin in there because cumin is my other fave. And I'm gonna do some lime zest in there because it's chili lime.
The kicked up chicken rub kind of, to me, reminds me a little bit of like the Colonel's secret recipe, like 7 herbs and spices.
Okay.
Like it kind of has that flavor to it. So I think that's kind of like, if you're wanting to know like in your mind what that's like, it's really good as far as Yardbird goes.
I'm gonna put a little bit of lime juice in there. And this is what we're gonna use to baste our vegetables with and our shrimp. I'm gonna throw that in the microwave for 45 seconds. Let's hope this goes okay. In the meantime, we're going to do our zucchini. You can always pick up like pre-sliced zucchini. We have a great package at HEB in the produce department. I've got some whole zucchini right here, and I'm gonna show you really quickly how I cut them. So here's our zucchini. I do the top, I do the tail. Cut this guy into quarters.
So you're going into quarters.
Going into quarters. Now, if you look right here, you'll see like, so we've got these quarters, and you see this part right here. This is sort of the, like where the seeds are, this fleshy part. This is the part that gets squishy. This is where all that water is, and it did not blow up, success. Okay, all the seeds are, it gets squishy, right? This is that holds all that water, and as you grill it, it becomes squishy, and the texture is not for me. So what I do is I just take my knife.
So you're just removing that little seed.
Just removing it right out.
Stem, just to get, it also helps flatten it out on the grill too. You
Flattens
get
it out.
Better even cooking.
And so when I cook vegetables, I like, the way I prefer them is to have a little bite, a little firmness to them. I think that's why kids don't like vegetables, because they're squishy. No?
Not this way, Charlotte. They'll change the tune.
All right,
Cook them
the
crispy zucchini.
And also, like, we've got this flat surface. We get some good grill marks. Like, I already did those. We'll put these back over here. Look, see?
So trimmed, ready to go.
And then, like, if we were to cut them, they'll hold their shape and they won't just disintegrate into this mush, right? I got one more right here. All right.
I think that's a problem when you cut them into rings, right? If you overcook them, you'll get the seeds in the center, it kind of just starts to deteriorate.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna put these guys right here.
Those look lovely.
Don't they? And then for the corn, I'm using Texas Roots intensely sweet corn. Y'all, pay attention, all right? So to prep the corn, y'all watching?
I'm watching. Intensely watching.
Intensely? Okay, the corn is prepped.
Okay, I'm watching.
Do
what
we
else?
need to replay? Do we need an instant replay on that one?
That's it? That's all,
right.
that's all it took?
That's all it is. I'm gonna grab my shrimp right here, my skewers.
I had a lot of anxiety over that. I thought there was going to be a lot of work involved
Yeah,
in what you're about
right?
to show me.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little cleanup and we're gonna go to our grill. All right, let's see.
So in essence, you're right. You've got the sheet pan. Now we're going to throw it on the grill because in Texas, I think you said it earlier, you said that you can always have your grills open no matter what the weather in Texas.
I love this. All right, so here is our wonderful mixture. I'm gonna drizzle some of this on here, drizzle it on the corn. I'm sure there was a better way. I have this guy.
Nah, I think slathering it on there is the way to go.
Okay,
I was going to say,
right?
like, could you use like an olive oil or something, but I really don't want to go down that route.
No, you could. Okay,
the butter is,
if you wanted to, olive oil instead of the butter, olive oil is a wonderful addition. It's lower in saturated fats. I personally think that the butter plays really well with the corn. That's just my opinion. And that's what, different opinions make the world go round, right? Preferences. All right. I'm going to save some of this because we're going to use this to drizzle, all right? So I'm going to save the rest of that. We'll do a little brushy brush like this, and we're going to move over to our grill. All right.
Now,
So,
obviously, you've got some different densities in what you're about to cook there. So how do you know what you're going to cook first there, chef?
I'm going to use a little tiny bit of avocado oil just to make sure we don't. Whew. Do I have eyebrows still?
Grill's hot.
It's hot. Okay, just a little bit of avocado oil, high smoke point. I'm going to turn my grill down just a little bit. So we're doing our 2-zone grilling. So on this side, this would be the left side. I had to do this. I had to do the thing. The left side of my grill is going to be about medium high, and the right side is going to be a medium low, right? So I've got on this side, this is where I'm going to put things that are a little bit hardier, a little bit heavier, right? So our corn, or things that I want a really hard sear on. And this one is where I'm going to put some of our more delicate things, so like the asparagus, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, I'm going to start with our corn, because our corn does take a little bit longer to cook, and I'm going to throw this on right now.
Chef, I like mine well done. My corn blistered and
yeah?
screaming
Okay.
and on
Right,
fire.
so we're gonna
I
do
like
this.
it
I'm gonna
charred flavor.
The corn just like this, and I'm going to sort of put it on, I guess we would call that what? Perpendicular? No, parallel. Parallel. How am I doing on my math vocabulary?
Your math vocabulary.
And I'm going to leave this right
Very
here for
good.
just a few minutes while I get the other ingredients for our next vegetables.
You start the corn. Remember, if you're watching live on Facebook, you can click the link. It is shoppable. It'll take you right to where you need to go.
Okay. All right. Vegetables. So in front of me, I have some broccolini and asparagus. And I am actually, no joke, using these guys, right? So like already ready to go, like chopped ready or cut ready. If you don't want to spend the time like grilling these guys or anything like that, you literally just steam these in the microwave. I mean, we've made, the only way it would be easier is if I came home and did it for you, so.
Deal.
Just saying.
When are we giving that away? When do we start that?
So to prep my, my vegetables, what I'm going to do is some lemon zest. I'm going to start with some lemon zest.
So now lemon zest versus lemon juice, why?
Great question. So these particular, so like cruciferous vegetables like and asparagus and broccoli specifically, when you add acid to them while they're cooking, they get like an army green color. And it's, in my opinion, it's kind of off-putting. It doesn't change the flavor or anything like that. I like that visibly like beautiful green color, right? And so the essence or the oils, that aroma that you get from the citrus is in the zest. And that's all I want right now.
And it works
now,
great on both those vegetables.
Yeah. All right, ooh, look at all that.
So now at the end, once they're done cooking, you've got them nice and charred. That's when you can add your
Yeah.
lemon juice for a little extra acid.
Yep. All right, so now I'm going to, you want a little bit or a lot of it?
If you're asking me, chef,
Yeah.
let's go 2 cloves because
Okay, you wanna
I know
do
how
2
much you
cloves?
hate garlic, and I want to
So
make
I
sure.
am doing garlic,
really-
and I am doing it with my microplane.
Because why would you take the time to chop it so small
Telling
when you
you-
can just glide it over a zester
Seriously.
and it becomes
I may
minced?
grate a little bit of my,
That's all the oil.
there we go, okay. And then we'll just,
Microplane's also great for cuticles.
I was just saying, great for fingernails. All right, throw that on there. I'm gonna add a little bit of, this is the organic, the Altavio olive oil.
That's right.
Is this yours? Did you buy this, Tompkins?
I thought about you last week when we were doing it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get extra because she's probably gonna need some olive oil.
Well, from our last class, with the pasta class, I have some of this lemon oil left over, so I'm
there
gonna add a
you
little
go.
bit of this.
To bring out a little extra flavor.
Right? Yeah, why not? We have it. And then some salt and pepper. And
So it's really simplicity, right? It's like,
This
so
is it.
nature gave us a great ingredient. We don't need to screw it up.
Very
we got
clean.
lemons. We're just highlighting the best of what is.
Yep. And then I'm just gonna throw some gloves on and mix this with my hands.
Make sure you get that garlic really, I really want you to really massage.
Okay.
I want it on every
Okay.
piece of
Yes,
the
chef.
asparagus I'm gonna
All
eat.
right.
If I could be so
So-
bold as to be so demanding.
Look at this. I like to keep them in like neat little rows though. I don't know what they call that. There might be a word for that. Obsessive, I don't know.
You mean like OCD, or are you thinking like something
OCD,
else?
I like them to stay like.
Type A, I can go on. What else do you want to?
So if you wanted to get creative, or if you wanted to do like some additions to this, you could put like chili flake on there. You could do all sorts of things. Anybody have any ideas? I would love to hear anybody's opinions. What else we could add to it. All right, we're just gonna mix these guys up. Just like this. Make sure these guys are covered. This is when like the spray oil comes in like really handy.
You are way more organized than I am on the.
Oh, really?
It would look like you gave a box of crayons to like a 2-year-old.
I don't know. I liked them just like you stay there and you stay there, and then later we'll all dance. Okay?
I'm down with that.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna bring this over here to our grill. Now, remember how I said this is when the spray oil would come in really handy? Boop. I already did that just for good measure. I don't want anything to stick. All right. So now let's check our corn real quick, and then we're gonna throw everything on the grill.
How's my corn,
look,
Chef?
We're doing pretty well. I'm gonna give it a little turn.
It smells really good.
We may get some flare-ups from our butter. I anticipated that though. I'm okay with it. I always want to love this. I always want to love this silicone brush, but it never like holds the stuff as well as like the regular bristle. But it doesn't melt when it gets hot, so it's like, oh.
I'm weird with brushes because I have to go with the more expensive, like the white like silicone brush handles. Not they're like they look like real brushes because otherwise you get little hairs. You know, every time you brush one with like the regular standard brush, it gets nobody wants to eat that.
Okay. So we have our zones, right? And we have where we're gonna place some of our things. I think I'm gonna move this piece of corn up here like this. I'm gonna move these guys up here to make a little bit more room, right?
That grill has some infamous hot spots.
It is hot. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna start with our broccolini, and so if you look, I love broccolini. Can y'all see? So broccolini, it's like these beautiful long baby broccolis that have this like wonderful like firm but like tender stalk. I love it. They're wonderful. You eat the whole thing. It's just one of my favorite things in the world.
I can eat bags of those.
Oh, and when they char, they're so good. So what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna place my broccolini over here on my lower heat, my medium heat now. Turning this guy up a little bit.
Don't be scared.
I'm not. I ain't skirt. All right, and I'm gonna put our broccolini with the stalk side or that stem side facing the hotter side, right? Because it's a little more hardy and it won't burn quite as quick, and we definitely want it to cook a little bit, but we don't want it to cook too much.
It's a great tip.
These guys right here.
Yeah, if you got a charcoal grill, you're doing the 2-zone cooking kind of like Charlotte is. You've got like your hot side for searing, and you've got the other side to kind of, you know,
we lost
keep everything
a guy.
cooking evenly. Are you going to be able to fit everything on there? Shit, now I got anxiety.
The what?
I've got anxiety. You're going to play a wicked game of Tetris with all this stuff.
I can do this. I could do this.
I believe in you.
Just got to rearrange a little bit. We're okay. All right. I got to get another glove. No, I don't. I can do this.
Yeah, it's not ready to eat. You're good.
Yeah. I can wash my hands. All right, so now I'm going to add our asparagus, right? And I'm adding our asparagus, again, this would be perpendicular.
I noticed you're putting them exactly.
Perpendicular.
Now, why is that, Chef?
Okay, because I don't want them to fall in. I don't want these guys to fall in.
No asparagus in the grilling
abyss. And I put
abyss.
the broccolini here to act as a barrier so they don't roll off, right?
You could stop right now. I'm going to be honest. You could stop right now, and everything you have on the grill, I could make a dinner out of.
Yes, yes.
Just a glass of maybe Chardonnay or some kind of cocktail that Kim or Candace is going to make.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to put these guys over here. We may come back to them. I don't know. I got to get some other things on the grill. All right, now I'm going to add in, ooh.
It smells so good.
Oh my God. This is our hot spot right here.
Yeah, that's your searing plate there, Chef.
Right to there. All right, so now I'm going to add our zucchini. I'm going to do the flesh side down.
And again, because you took the seeds off, you have a
flat
much more even
surface.
cooking for both sides.
I'm going to put this guy there.
I'm so hungry.
Now our shrimp.
Shrimp go on the hot spot.
Shrimp's going right here.
The good thing is you're right. When you throw, you don't need skewers for your shrimp. You can throw them right in the grill, but you do run the risk of, depending how small your shrimp are, of losing them in the abyss, or just having them kind of get stuck in there, and then you're trying to fight with tongs in a hot fire. Makes it much easier for extraction.
All right, I'm
That's my one big word for the
monitor my heat a little bit of oil on the backside, salt and pepper.
Yeah,
Always.
there it is. Yeah, don't be shy with, yeah, there you go. Always.
All right.
Food's got to taste good, right? It's got to taste good.
All right, Tompkins.
Yeah.
All right, really quickly, just sort of a brief overview. This is how this is going to work, right? So the things that are going to come off our grill soonest, like the earliest, are going to be our shrimp and our asparagus, right? So they typically cook faster because they're smaller. Next, it would be our zucchini, and then our broccolini, and finally our corn, right? And I'm wondering how we're doing. We're already getting some marks. I'm going to turn that guy over so you can see that.
Perfect.
And then with our asparagus, you don't want to mess with it too much, or I got smoke in my eye. Or they say that smoke follows pretty girls, though. Have you ever heard that about campfires? So.
Oh, I'm gonna leave that. You lobbed a softball, and I'm gonna swing and miss on that one.
You don't want to mess with your asparagus too much, because you don't want them to get messed up. You don't want them to fall. We want to get some good color on them. We can already see how our broccolini is doing its thing. Oh, it's starting to get charred.
Smells so good.
It really does. Okay. All right. Man, this is a full house right here.
I'm telling you, it's packed.
Packed house, packed house. All right.
There is no vacancy.
I'm going to let this happen right now. I'm going to grab.
All right, we got a question, Charlotte.
Okay.
Okay. Chef Ava would like to know, do you guys have any next day recipes for a week's worth of food? Go.
That is a big. It's a lot. I'm sure we could.
Yeah, I think
we could search by the ingredient. If you go to hp.com, you could search by the ingredient. So like you could search for shredded chicken and see all the different ways you could use shredded chicken.
All right, I'm going to take a stab at this, Ava.
Okay.
Here we go. So here's my thought. You could do, just like Charlotte's about to show you right now, you have all your leftover stuff and components. You can turn one into a pizza night. You can turn one into, exactly, Lisa just said, chili, tacos. Chop things up. Make it, turn it into like a big casserole. Do like a big casserole out of everything. Kind of throw it all together, add a little egg or, some pasta and some, turn it into like a pasta dish.
Oh, look at our chicken.
How's the chicken? Holy moly, that's hot.
What? Y'all, there's so many things happening right now, but I'm going to give this a turn.
That's a hot oven right there.
It's a hot oven.
You know how I can tell?
Beautiful.
Because the billowing smoke.
Is that a California tan, Tompkins?
It's getting pretty close to California tan. It's on its way.
Let that go.
I'd say that's a Redondo Beach tan.
So in front of me, I have all of our Trident storage containers, kitchen and table. I love these things so much. You can literally freeze them, microwave them, all the things. You can leave them on top of your Volvo and drive away, and they will fall off, and they will still be intact. I know that was very specific.
Is that an official
I'm a
HEB
tester. Yep. But these are all of the ingredients that we have that I've just cooked, and I've put them in here, and these are our leftovers, right? And now I'm going to show you how we are going to utilize them. But first, I'm going to go back to the grill cam and check on some things because I hear some stuff happening, and I just can't.
I have a superpowers that I can actually test the air density above grills, and I think you're getting pretty close to being. Shrimp are almost there.
Done?
So it's working.
Look at this. Look at that.
My superpower is also salting. It's also one of my superpowers.
Those beautiful shrimp.
It all looks really good. It all smells amazing.
It does, right?
Kim is agreement. She said, Kim from California says, yes, that chicken has a California tan for sure. It's getting more and more. Working our way up the coast.
Okay. Getting some of our asparagus. I'm going to kind of give them the old shuffle.
I don't know how you like your asparagus. I like my asparagus and broccolini crispy. I like
you
it
do?
have a little bit. Yeah, I don't like it like so weepy that it just kind of falls over. I like asparagus crispy
like
enough
this?
to where
like this.
There's some bite. There you go.
I do a happy dance. Like when I do something and it turns out beautiful, I get really excited and I dance. Like I get excited. If food makes me excited. All right. This is looking like fantastic. Let's get some of that
See the
charred.
asparagus.
Let's look at our
How's our zucchini?
some of our zucchini.
And that's one thing too, the way you cut them, you get a much more even grill lines too. You don't have that odd, you know, kind of thing in the middle that keeps the heat in one place.
That guy just kind of, it's kind of a get in where you fit in situation. All right.
Let's see if we don't lose any of those asparagus in the abyss.
Whew, whew, I won't. Do a little flip on our corn. I feel like I should flip the corn with the broccolini.
Yes,
but
Rob,
alas.
look at that angle.
All right.
I can see the char marks on the corn.
I'm gonna let these go for a few more minutes. I'm gonna come back over here. Okay, so in these large containers right here, I've got a roasted chicken that I've already made. So I went ahead and thought about every scenario, and I said, well, what else would you do with a little black dress? Well, you could shred it, or you could slice it, right? So in here, I've got the chicken broken down. I've got the drumsticks, I've got the thighs, and then I've sliced the breast into these sort of like, you know, steaks, like so. And then over here, I've just shredded whatever was left on that chicken. Now, if you don't want to do this, we could do you one better. You could just pick up a rotisserie chicken, or you could buy the Meal Simple shredded chicken like already done, right? Just like that. So you wouldn't even have to roast the chicken. So again, making it super easy, right? So from these ingredients, okay, oh, here is our shrimp. So this is some of the grilled shrimp that we made. Right here is the grilled zucchini. And this zucchini, it's actually zucchini and squash. And this was that produce pre-sliced, ready to go. And beautiful. I just chopped this up, right? This was our broccolini and asparagus. And then once it cooled, I just gave it a quick rough chop. It's easier to eat that way, but also I needed it to fit into this container specifically, so chop it up. And then I've got our grilled corn, and I just cut that right off the cob, right? So these are the ingredients that we're gonna use. I'm going back to my grill.
So you really have, like, as you're going back to the grill to check everything, I smell it. It smells like there's some great color coming on those broccolini. So Ava, Chef Ava, in order to kind of answer your question a little bit too, with all the ingredients you have over there, you've got everything from, like you said, a taco bowl, you've got some great pizza ingredients, you've got stuff to throw in a soup, you've got stuff to throw into a bowl, you've got stuff to make into a quesadilla, you've got stuff to throw into a
So
casserole,
last night I had the chopped up asparagus and chopped up broccolini with, oh, did you see that? Oh,
that's
man.
okay. You know, a few asparagus were hurt in the filming of this, but ultimately.
I got busy talking. No, I had the chopped up asparagus and the broccolini with a little bit of gnocchi and a piece of salmon. Toss it all into a pan. Ooh.
They look beautifully crispy because you have a lot of, so that's the one thing about, I think, that's hard to cook asparagus a lot of times is it's kind of like eggs. Once it's overcooked on the grill, it's going to be dead basically in the, you know, when you put it on the plate. And so there's a lot of heat, residual heat in all those vegetables that's going to carry them through.
Yep.
And so when you're pulling them off, they should be a little, you know, a little more, still have a little bit of toothiness to them because they're going to sit there and steam on a plate and they'll get softer as they go. So you want to kind of pull them off a little ahead of time.
Give these a little bit longer. I'm going to give our shrimp just a couple more minutes longer. Tompkins, will you watch these?
You bet I will. I'm 20 feet away, but if something is looking like it needs to happen, I'll just throw something at you.
Okay.
I think I have my apron and a cupcake over here.
These guys right here actually look pretty done. They're pretty opaque and they've made really tight C's. These guys are...
I think you're good. I think you pull them. I don't mind shrimp that are a little...
Okay. I'm going to pull these guys just like this.
All that hot food on
I'm going to leave these guys here for a little bit longer because I want to get some more marks. Okay, coming back to our leftovers. Y'all, I am sweating. I am going to show you guys how to make some bowls. I personally am a fan of the Buddha bowl. It's how I like to, like I said, throw ingredients together, and it's sort of almost mindless for me. And there's a couple of fundamentals of building a bowl, right, or a Buddha bowl. And so what you need is some sort of grain or legume, right? So it would be quinoa and black beans or brown rice and chickpeas. You would need a green, so a green could be anything from cabbage to kale or romaine lettuce. Some sort of like veggies, right? And so in our case, we're gonna reuse some of these cooked veggies, right? So like our broccolini, our asparagus, our zucchini. the protein, and the proteins that we chose are going to be the leftover chicken and shrimp, and then some sort of sauce, right? And the sauce can be anything from like, oh gosh, Tompkins, it could be anything from, you know, hummus to tzatziki.
Hummus, tahini, balsamic vinegar,
right?
lemon juice, olive oil.
Anything, a salad dressing.
Vinaigrettes.
But for the first bowl that we're going to make, I'm actually going to use a store-bought salad dressing, and I'm going to use the Tessemae lemon.
Now, where did you get the Tessemae? Where would I find that in my local
produce department and by the refrigerated
So refrigerated dressing
dressings.
department,
Yep.
not on the aisle of your grocery
Not
store?
on the aisle. So the first bowl, we're going to use the chicken. I am going to start with a base of baby spinach. This baby spinach, I washed it, dried it with a paper towel. Do you have a salad spinner? Do you ever use a salad spinner?
You know, I just broke my salad spinner. I'm in the market for a new salad spinner, and I'm test driving a couple, you know, to see what fits, but I'll find the right one.
All right. Okay. So I'm starting with a bed of baby spinach, right? Washed. I dried it by hand with a towel. That's how I like to do it. I don't have space for gadgets. Anyway, I digress. So the spinach. Now for this, you could add a brown rice. You could add quinoa. I'm actually going to use the Central Market quick cook grains.
I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah. I've microwaved these 90 seconds. I let them cool off a little bit because I want the salad to be sort of room temp, not necessarily. Yeah, tell me a
I
secret.
don't even microwave them. I tear them open and eat them straight out of the bag.
Because you're a barbarian, everyone. He's a barbarian.
I mean,
did you hear that? You heard it
you
here
know,
first.
Or
But, like,
I just
we
like
also
the
have,
ingredients uncooked. But barbarian's probably closer to the truth.
So we have everything from like brown rice, right? So quick cook brown rice to quinoa. We have lentils, bulgur, all the things, right? I'm a big fan. So I'm going to do a bed of this.
I like
this.
that.
Da, da, da.
I just feel like I don't want to cook it because if I throw it in a salad, then it'll just make the salad hot. Then I'm like eating kind of a hot salad.
It's okay. I mean, I like a piece of grilled fish on top of a salad
No,
sometimes,
I'm with
or grilled
you.
chicken. All right, so now I'm going to put in some of our vegetables. And again, this is that broccolini.
This is where you can add a lot for me because leftover grilled or roasted vegetables is phenomenal.
All right, well, since I'm making this for you, my friend, would you like the shredded or the shredded?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we're going to do a little shredded.
Or if you wanted to, since I am a barbarian, you can throw the entire chicken leg just on top and I'll eat the bone and all.
I'm going to put some of the shredded chicken in there.
I do it.
Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to do, I lost my salad dressing.
I'll do the Tessemae. You know what I like about this is
Tell me.
we're showing you the different levels. So obviously at HEB we can do all things,
all
right?
The things.
We have the shredded chicken ready to go, the Meal Simple shredded chicken which you just used.
Yep.
We have the rotisserie chicken if you want to kind of like make a thing of it on your own and have some of the bones in there, or you can roast your own chicken. The recipe on HEB.com/recipe.
That took
Come
way,
on, I mean,
way longer than I wanted to. I'm going
all
to
right.
give you a little bit of salad dressing on here. Da, da, da. You want some avocado?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think you ever have to ask me, knowing that I've touched every avocado in HEB, you don't have to ask me if I want avocado on anything. I'll take avocado.
I got you, man. I got
on it
you. Whoops. Y'all, this is
perfect that one is.
avocado jackpot right here. Look how tiny that's, look.
Is that a perfect one? It's like the seed is too small and
So
you get all the
small.
extra flesh.
I'm telling you, everything's coming up Charlotte today.
That's the right avocado for me, Charlotte. That's the right one. That was the right move for me right there.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little avocado in here for you. This is for Tompkins, y'all. Give this guy a little squeeze.
And then, you know, at the last little bit, just a generous pinch of salt. It's all I need. Simple
Got
person.
it. Okay.
Simple taste.
There's that bowl, just a little salt. Da, da, da. I wish I had some hazelnuts for you, but I don't.
Touche, chef. You can leave the
But I
hazelnuts
don't.
off
Okay, let me come back over here and check on my corn. I don't have those hazelnuts. Ah, okay. I'm gonna turn you this way.
Corn looks
This
good.
guy's done. These guys are done.
Such a vegetable extravaganza going on.
It is a vegetable extravaganza. All right. Look at all that. I'm running out of room.
You know, I realize I don't eat enough corn. You know, I feel like in the summertime, I feel like I go to everything else, and I don't know why
What?
I don't eat. You know, I mean,
I'm sorry.
was it Candace or Kim? Candace, I think, was talking about the intensely sweet corn. She throws it in her oven, 350 for about 20 minutes.
I love this.
And it's perfect.
I love this.
So Candace, maybe I need to
love
maybe you need to invite
this.
us over and we can all eat the intensely sweet corn at your house because
Yeah.
I clearly don't make it enough.
I think it's, I love corn on the cob is such a summer thing.
It
Okay,
is, and
so for our
I feel bad
next,
that I don't take advantage of it.
our next bowl, for the base of my bowl, I am actually going to use the Southwest salad kit. It's the chopped salad kit. It comes with some delicious crispy guys, so some pepitas and a little, what are they, tortilla strips, and then the salad dressing or the sauce that we're gonna use is gonna be this avocado ranch, which is killer.
It is yummy.
I went ahead and washed this a little bit just because, you know.
You never know.
You never know, right? I like to wash it. It's been washed. I'm gonna add a little bit to the bowl, right? And now I'm gonna add in our vegetables. So to this, I'm gonna add in our zucchini.
Again, if you're watching on Facebook, as the ingredients pop up and the things you can buy, simply just click on the link and you can take you right to it and buy it tonight and follow along with Chef Charlotte as she makes the 3 or 4 different things you can make out of one meal.
So I've added in our roasted corn, our grilled corn, and then for some reason I just felt like staying in that whole Southwest, you know, feels, those vibes.
Is this one for you then? Is this your bowl?
This is my bowl.
All right.
Some black beans, right?
I can get you hazelnuts if you'd like to have a few, because I was denied.
Yep. And I'm gonna put some shrimp in here. Da-da-da.
I'm kind of liking that bowl. Would you want to trade bowls?
Nope.
Or did I already mess up mine?
Nope.
To the extent
You
it's
made your
not
bed.
Charlotte a bowl anymore.
You know, these ingredients right here would make a killer taco. This would be a killer, like a shrimp taco.
There you go, Ava.
Or a pizza. Okay, like that. Beautiful. And then look at this. Mine came with. You chose.
Yeah, you got
poorly.
the
You
textural
chose poorly,
crunchies.
friends. You chose poorly,
that
friends.
checks out.
Chose poorly.
Kim, you do need an H-E-B in Southern California. I lived in Southern California for 13 years, and I was like, man, you know what? When I got to H-E-B in Houston or in Texas, I was like, man, what a difference. You do need it. Just come visit us often. That's all you gotta do.
Yes, just come visit.
Or shop on
All
Facebook.
right, look, I'm gonna put my garnish on there. Y'all, get out of town. Get out of town. Look how cute that is. Look, can y'all see that? Look. Can you tell I'm proud of myself right now? All right.
Beautiful.
We have some time, and you guys probably thought that I forgot, but I didn't forget because I didn't forget about our original recipes. I'm gonna check out this chicken real quick.
Chicken, ready for the smoke plume. All the steam.
Oh man.
There you go. Kim, there is your California tan on your bird.
How beautiful is this guy? I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out and put him to the side, but he is. I just have to show y'all real quick, like this skin.
It's crispy.
Crispy. So great. Okay. Oh, so crispy. This is beautiful. Whoa.
Charlotte, I have an idea.
Yes,
And
tell
I
me.
think if we're both on board, we can probably get Kim on board.
Yeah?
We'll all go to California, film one of these classes at Kim's house.
Okay.
Kim will put us up. She'll feed us.
Okay.
We'll do a class at her house.
We're taking it on the
And then we'll
road.
bring a little piece of H-E-B with us to Los Angeles. Kim, I hope your place is big.
Because
I
here
hope
we
it's
come.
4-star accommodations. Charlotte will look for. She said for sure. We're on. All right, they're done.
We're done. She said that was easy, right? All right, so we're gonna plate our original recipes right now. I'm gonna grab my tongs. So this platter I'm going to use for our shrimp. I'm gonna grab zucchini, like that.
I like all this.
Ah, so pretty. We're gonna take.
Are you gonna? Okay, that's a shrimp. Okay, I was gonna say
The
we're doing a different.
shrimp.
We're doing a different one for the chicken. Is that what you're gonna do?
Yep. I'm gonna throw in some
There's
corn
your intensely sweet corn.
right here. Just like this.
I mean, you don't need too much else, right? I mean,
Nope.
you got a lean protein. You got intensely sweet corn. You've got
Got
some
a little
delicious
of
zucchini.
our. Stay, don't go. Got a
And I'm
little of
interested to
that.
see
We can
that.
serve
I'm
that on
interested
the
to see you lift
side.
it carefully to where the corn doesn't roll off. Careful.
All right.
Perfect.
Now I am going to do our roasted chicken. I'm going to use this platter. All right. First things first, I'm going to take.
Big platter.
Look at that. Look at that.
All right, I changed my mind. I don't want the bowl anymore. I want the chicken, but I want you to put the whole chicken on there so I can kind of Game of Thrones it on my own. You know what I mean? Like I want to
Oh,
be
you
able
don't
to
want me to like. I
hack
have
and
two
slash.
chickens, Tompkins. I can.
Perfect.
Okay.
We'll do both. I'll do both of the chickens.
Some of these asparagus right here. When I grill vegetables, I always grill a little bit extra because specifically for leftovers. And I always grill extra chicken thighs. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of this right here. One for me. All right, now, I don't want to take the chicken that we just pulled out of the oven and immediately cut that chicken. You want your chicken to rest for a little while. And we're not looking for carryover cooking at this point. What we're looking for is as the meat rests, right? So all that heat is going from the outside in, right? And so what we're looking for, and as it does that, the juices sort of come out. We want the juices to redistribute into that piece of meat. So we want to let it sit for a little. Also, it's like 450 degrees. We just took the thing out of the oven, so we want it to cool off enough for you to handle.
Yeah, if you're on the beach laying out, you got a nice tan, you can't just jump into something, right? You gotta you gotta slowly get back to you know, whatever you're gonna do. Slow down, right? You gotta rest.
I did another thing. So I like roasted potatoes or potatoes with my roasted chicken, and I didn't want to spend the time, so I took these from the freezer department, and you microwave them for 8 minutes, and it's like done.
Perfect. You know, tonight would have been a great night to do the chef drinking game, which is where we say things a lot and you get to drink, because I think if you said thing, somebody would be 5 or 6 shots in deep.
Oh, right, because every time I say I did a thing,
you're on it. You're on a roll
you have to drink. Shots, shots. Okay. I'm gonna put some roasted potatoes over here. I can put the turkey, the chicken, the whole chicken. Y'all want to see me cut that thing up? You got a turkey too? Where you hiding that turkey? I did a whole turkey. Just kidding. It's just a chicken. All right. This is the chicken that I had. It's been in the oven. I'm gonna bring it over. So many different things happening. I cooked this one a little while ago.
That's one that's rested.
Rested and ready. The skin is still crisp. I'm gonna cut his little
beautiful trussing.
Beautiful trussing, just like this. Da, 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 da.
Looks good. Ooh, ooh. That's the hard part,
oh,
right?
Look how well he's cooked. His little wing came off. All right, do you want the whole chicken on there, Tompkins, or should we cut this? What
now, go the whole. I mean,
how are we doing for time?
It's your show. I just would say I like the whole chicken on there because it looks great, but you do what you think is necessary.
Y'all have seen the whole chicken. We're gonna cut this guy. So I'm going to cut his legs off here.
Courtney asked, are you supposed to let chicken rest like steak? Absolutely, Courtney. Any protein that you cook, you want to let it rest, just to let it kind of hang out and redistribute and have a chance to because everything is tight once it comes off of, out of the heat. So you want everything to kind of, relax. Just rest and relax. Don't forget all that carryover cooking time too. When it comes out at 165, by the time it's done resting, it's going to be closer to 170.
This is how I cut my turkey too. So I go down the
You cut the whole breast off and then slice it?
I certainly do.
I like to torture myself, so I cut it slice by slice off the actual carcass.
Do you use an electric knife?
Maybe. No, I don't.
The 50s called Tompkins and they want their...
Look, it's my grandma's knife, okay?
Okay, all right.
I just like to torture myself and cut it slice by slice.
I lost a little bit, but that's okay.
It's very dramatic that way. When you're slicing it like the old, whatever the turkey commercials were.
It's
Butterball
like,
ham or
what
whatever.
Is the artist? What is that artist that oh gosh.
Oh, good question.
Oh, it escapes me, never mind.
Is he American Artist or American Idol?
American Artist,
Daughtry?
where it's like
Let's
all
go
of
with
these
Daughtry. Let's go with American, Kelly Clarkson. You tell me. Am I close in the ballpark?
Yep, that was it. It was Kelly Clarkson. Okay, oh.
Norman Rockwell.
No,
Nancy's got you. How did she do? Nancy,
who was that?
You win the prize.
Who was
Chef Charlotte,
that?
tell her what she's won. A ride in the Volvo when you come to San Antonio next time. Nancy.
Nancy, good looking out because she's reading my thoughts.
I'm telling you, man. Putting out those brain waves, something fierce. I was way off.
Is like my favorite thing in the world. It is my guilty pleasure. Sometimes I'll cook a chicken and eat all the skin and then nobody gets any.
Yeah, a little chicken chicharron.
Yeah. Okay, just like this. We'll just put this guy, we'll put him right here, huh? And that's it. Like, look how easy that is. clean that guy up. The wings I'm gonna eat in a minute. Again, those are just for me because I did all the hard work.
That's true.
And that is it. We actually made
I told you, cook once, eat thrice
meals
or thrice.
in 1 hour, roasted chicken. I'm so impressed with us. If anybody cooked any of this along with us, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your questions, or send a picture. Super easy. I hope you guys got some really good ideas or hacks or whatever it is, and realize that cooking once, eating twice doesn't just have to be leftover meatloaf or lasagna. You could do something really fun with it.
Don't forget. You watch us if you're watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, don't forget you can sign up for these classes, heb.com/classes. You can be watching live on the Zoom. We'll get your questions answered. If you want to go back to watch other classes, where do they go to watch past classes? The past 8 months, Charlotte.
You can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/heb. And I believe the next class that we are doing next week, I'll be making a brasserie-style cuisine. So we'll be doing some seared New York strip with a little béarnaise and some steak frites.
And I'll be eating some of that as well.
Yeah. So thanks so much for joining us. Have a good one.